Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Denise, and got some fun stuff to show you this month in addition to my SketchBox and the StencilGirl Stencil Club. So if you watched one of these other videos where I got the Yummy Masha's watercolors, I had told you that I had been wanting a wood palette for my watercolors because for years I have drooled over this palette right here that Jean Oliver has in a lot of her promo pics, and I've just always kind of drooled over that. And that's the Ocean's Water Paper watercolors that she has in there. And you know, Ocean's Paper now does their palettes in these plastic, probably 3D printed type palettes with the colors in there, and that's pretty enough, but it's not the same. And so I had just gotten this one, which is like a prized possession, definitely for me, and swatched out all the little colors, and I love that it's a wood palette. But before I received this, and I had already planned on playing with it, I had been on Amazon looking for wood palettes because it was like wood palette search day, and found these. And let me tell you, this was a day of when I actually got some of these things in. Everything was smaller than I expected. This came that same day, and it was also much smaller than I expected, because let me just show you here a picture of that. So this is the picture in the Amazon listing, and I know that it's, you know, like a washi tape kind of product, but when you're looking at that, you're thinking, oh, that's a pretty good size box of whatever, you know, it's gonna be a really big product. And when I got it, it was like tiny. This was like tiny. But then, you know, when you open this up, these are little wood palette boxes with a lid. They're gorgeous. You can put your own watercolors in there, or you can put, you know, some of these Ocean Paper watercolors, which, you know, makes sense when you actually put the colors in there, that the box would not have been any bigger than this. But when I got it, I was like, huh, not quite what I was expecting size-wise, because in the pictures they look gigantic comparatively, and they're not. But these were only like, I want to say $10. Let me just double check that. And they're on Amazon. And I'll link that on my favorites list because it's definitely a favorite for me. And I've just started putting everything on my favorites list so that I don't have links that expire here on YouTube. So definitely check that page out. I've linked that page in the description. And this is this little 36 grid sliding top wood palette, which would make the most gorgeous photo prop in with your stuff, and it was $10.99. And then there's a couple others in here with a flip top. I don't like the flip top because then that's in the way of things I want to maybe add to that photograph. And then there's like the 24 grid sliding top. So for $10, that's a crazy good price. And then you could put any of your half pan products in there and just fill that up, and that could be your photo prop, could be your watercolor box. It's a lovely size. You could travel with that. It's got a little magnetic thing in there to hold your top in. And I just love it. So I ordered 2. So I don't know what we're going to put in there yet. I might put those Ocean Paper ones in there and it'll be my photo prop. We'll see, but I love them. And then this that I was showing you is like a fabric washi tape. And the reason why I guess that's I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the cutter. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, the reason why I wanted these, because in the bookmaking, this could be like if you're making a concertina book, this could be the seam, could be the holding the seams together if you piece more than one piece of paper together. But it's a fabric kind of washi tape. So I loved that this one was color palettes. So it was really pretty. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I ordered a couple of these lovely little washi tape by 49 in Market Spectrum Gardenia 4-inch repositional. This are fabric tape. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be something with the art journals and the books. I just thought they were pretty, so that's super fun. I also had somebody in my group point out that the zig markers are a little bit different marketing here on the cover, but it looks like the zig gold that we got in our SketchBox last year that you can't get here in the United States. They got it. They had a deal where they got that in. Well, it looks like that this labeled with the poster man looks like it might be the same color. So here we are. You and me are going to test it out. And the Blick had a gold and a silver. They did not have the bullet point. They had 2 chisel points. Let's just open these so I can see. Yeah, so they had these 2 chisel points, which are, one's a little smaller than the other, but I thought, that might be fun. And there is a site out there that had 2 bullet point ones also. So just Google Zig Posterman Gold. Just trying to make sure it's shook up so we can see if it's the right color. Zig Posterman Gold, and then you'll find the bullet point ones too. But I have linked these in the description on my favorites page. There we go, getting a fresh. Alright, so now that I've tried these, and can compare them directly, it is not the exact same color. So that's very interesting. I'm not saying it's good or bad. This is silver, but I'm saying it is not exactly the same. Okay, and here's the silver. Let's just get enough on here where we can see if it's going to be shiny for us. Okay, so now that I can see it, and I can compare it to the gold mica ink. Let's just see here. Yeah, now that I can compare them directly, it looks very similar, but it is not identical. So, I still love the gold mica ink. This is the ink put into a fine line bottle with just a little pipette. So I would still say that the gold mica ink by Kuretake still going to sit on the favorite pile. And if we look at the shine, yeah, they're pretty shiny. I mean, I would still, it's a different color though. So let's just see if that'll focus for us. And the shine is a tiny bit different, but for something that, you know, we don't have available, the original pen, you could get the ink, of course, and use that, which is what I do. But it is a fun alternative. It is a different color gold, but it still has a nice shine. The silver, I would say, okay, that could be a favorite for me for silver, because I don't have a favorite silver pen, and that's a nice silver, and it does have a nice shine. So that was an interesting experiment. So if you've seen these, or you haven't seen them, or you've been on the fence, or somebody mentioned them, it is different. But it does have a fun shine. If you look there on that one there, it does have a nice shine. And the color's good. I do like the color, but it's different. So, just to let you know, I would say favorite for the silver, but it is a chisel head. It's not a bullet point. And then the gold Postermans, they're good. I like them. Yeah. We're going to add it to our list of those are pretty good, but it is not identical. But it's still a good color. And you might like that color better than the original. I don't know. Okay, so another super amazing find. And this kind of leans into the interior designer part of me, because I have a degree in design and did work with blueprints and stuff all my working career before this business. This is the most beautiful book, and it was not even that expensive comparatively to how beautiful this book is. Let me just tell you how much this was. And this is the Art of Gracie hand painted wallpapers and timeless rooms, and it was $35.77, and I put it in my Amazon store under the books, the favorite books. But this is a gorgeous cover. And then I love how the spine, which is what I leaned up to show you, I love how the spine here of the pages also has decoration. I mean, it's like the most beautiful coffee table book ever, and it's gigantic and it's very heavy. And I'm not a wallpaper lover. Like, there's no wallpaper in my house, and there hadn't been for a long time. And years ago I worked at Home Depot in the wallpaper department, and it just drove me insane that people wanted me to stand there and look at wallpaper books with them for hours, like I had any choice in the wallpaper that they picked and the choices they were going to make. But they made me stand there and look with them, or I wasn't giving them good customer service. And I got to where I just hated wallpaper, and I taught the wallpaper classes, so I'm well aware of how to take down wallpaper, and it sucks. But let me tell you, if this wallpaper were in my house, I might actually love it. I mean, I kind of now want wallpaper here in my art room with this hand painted stuff. Maybe I should just hand paint some wallpaper and hang in here, which I probably should. But let me tell you, that's a passion project for you. Yeah, so this is an interior design kind of book, but at the same time, it's really an art book, because this is hand-painted wallpaper that we're looking at, and we could take beautiful inspiration from the designs, the colors that are in the pieces, just the loveliness. I mean, I love being inspired by color palettes of interiors and then using that in my art anyway, which is why I have so many amazing interior coffee table type books, especially like the Hans Blomquist and the Sabella Court books. Those are some of my very favorite. Just look at these. I mean, you can see how gorgeous these are. They just add another dimension. This is the type of wallpapers that are like thousands of dollars per roll. The kind that you would, look at that sofa. I want that sofa. I'll just take that whole room right there. I'll just take that chair. I'll just move in right there. We'll just, there you go. These are the kinds that you might find at like your decorative art centers, the high-end designer marts that are usually in downtowns of the big cities. Here it's ADAC. Yeah, it's the super expensive stuff. Or maybe you contact the wallpaper house and buy direct from them. I don't know. Me and my friend were riding around looking at houses in one of the parts of the city that has lovely high-end old houses where they've been really done up nicely. And there was these roofs with some copper gutters and some copper roofs. And so we were driving around joking that we wanted to be copper gutter rich. So now I have another. And then I saw a funny thing where there was like a little Rolls Royce golf cart. And I'm like, I can one up you. We need to be Rolls Royce golf cart rich, which those were done in like the 70s or 80s. And at the time when they were new, they were about $40,000 in price. And I actually have a picture of that. Let me find it. So this was like a house that was showing on one of those old house pages. I don't remember if it was for sale or not, if they were just like showing it off. But look at there, it's a little Rolls Royce golf cart. So when those were made in the 70s or 80s, I had kind of Googled it. They were like $14,000, which is about $40,000 in today's money. So who doesn't need a $40,000 golf cart? So now I have another. I'd like to be so rich as to, have handmade painted wallpaper in my house. So we can be copper gutter rich, handmade wallpaper, hand painted wallpaper rich, and Rolls Royce golf cart rich. And it'd be really funny. Tell me what your little this rich kind of thing that you would you want to be in the comments. That would be funny. Yeah, copper gutter rich. That's going to stick with me for a long time, because just look how gorgeous these are. I mean, gorgeous. I'm sure along with all these hand painted wallpapers, these are probably, custom done silk drapes and all that with it. But anyway, most amazing book ever. The Art of Gracie. So check the description for my favorites page down there for my Amazon store link. I'll link that in the top of that page for you. Let's look at what we got in SketchBox. Let me scoot some of this over. Yeah, so those are some fun finds this month, and a new book to drool over for myself. Okay, what do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Watercolor Journey. Okay, so we got a watercolor box. Let's see what's going to come out of here. We got a sticker. Ooh, look at this. 12 watercolor pans, travel friendly 10 in an aqua colored box. Trying not to completely tear it up. There we go. That was stuck pretty good. Look how pretty this tin is. Now I do like pretty little tins. Whoa, look at that. Okay, that's pretty awesome. And a finger hold. Okay, so that's pretty awesome. Let's see what else we got. We got a Hahnemühle zigzag book. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay. And we got a gray Caran d'Ache dark gray Neocolor 2 and a watercolor brush. Alright, that was kind of amazing. Alright, I'm loving this. We know I like the concertina books anyway, since I have made several of those. The thing about mine is, though, is we are, and this is 300 pound, 300 GSM, 140 pound paper. The thing about my concertina books is we start with a big piece and then we paint the whole thing, whereas this one you could paint each panel. That's pretty awesome. Okay, I like that. And then we've got a lovely band that we can band that shut. All right, I would say that is a pretty awesome win-win there. Natural white watercolor paper folded into an accordion, suitable for all wet painting techniques, fine grained structure on both the front and the back side. Ideal for extreme proportions and storytelling paintings. Acid-free and high longevity. I feel like my tongue doesn't want to work today. Okay, that's nice. Super nice. Let's see what we got in Stencil Club. Oh, let's see what little note in it's there. It says, if you've moved, tell them your address. New address. Send your new address in. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, this, oh my gosh. Okay, so this is going to be a fun one for our little grid paintings. I can feel it. I like that. We may have to do a grid painting today so that I don't have to use my accordion book yet. I want to save that. Okay, and that's very interesting and different. I like how there's little implied flowers inside of the wonky shape. I like wonky shapes. All right, so these are the 6 of 2025 Stencil Club. So June of 2025. Okay, I'm really digging this one. Okay, good deal, good deal. So let's paint something and test out some of our goodies. Let's test out the watercolor. I think I'm gonna do it on a piece of Hahnemühle paper so that I don't have to use my accordion book yet. I want to save that for a project like I want to do instead of use it, because sometimes when you're doing the little things that we do on here, I don't want to use it yet. I don't want to, because these are little play dates, and that might be something I want to use for later. Let's see what it says in here. This has just got a step-by-step landscape. Oh yeah. So let's see what these the watercolors are. 12 set travel watercolor: canary yellow, pumpkin, lipstick red, beet red, Payne's gray, Berlin blue, Caribbean blue, eggplant, imperial purple, emerald, yellow ochre, chestnut brown. These professional watercolors are light, fast, high quality, and the colors were specifically curated to allow you to paint the world around you. The tin itself has a handle and multiple mixing wells. And then this is a round brush number 4 that we got in the box. gray, and the Hahnemühle zigzag book. All right, I love that. Excellent. Let me take this down. I'll be right back. All right, I've got all of these open. I've got my little round brush available. Let's see, I actually want to grab just a little bit bigger brush for this. And my favorite is the little wonky one. Where is it hiding from me? It is hiding. I like the one that's got the wonky tip. I don't know where I've hid it from myself. It may be on the bathroom counter from where I cleaned it. All right, I got some water over here. I've undone our little SketchBox colors. These were actually way easier to unwrap than when they wrap it all the way around the piece. Don't think. Okay, so what I want to do is paint, and then we're just experimenting here. So let's just go ahead and see what these colors do. Look at this color. Oh, this is Caribbean blue. This is like the perfect, like Tiffany blue color. Oh my goodness, look how pretty that color is. Whoa. Okay, that could be a new favorite watercolor right there, because who doesn't love a good little Tiffany blue? Wow, it's a good color. Oh no, now I just want that color and I don't even want to ruin it with other colors. Wow. Alright, good choice, SketchBox. That was a good one. One of my favorite colors in the acrylic and the oil paint is a Caribbean blue color like this by Charvin. It's like the most gorgeous color. And we're just going in for some abstract fun sampler today. And I was kind of thinking blue, and I don't know, I kind of like teal and red, but I also kind of like that purple there. And I'm kind of feeling like this pop of blue with these colors right here. I don't know, what are you thinking? I don't know. You let's just do it. Oh, it's really drying, really beautiful. Oh, if I didn't tell you what paper, I know I'm using the Hahnemühle 300-pound cold press paper here because I love it, which makes that Hahnemühle zigzag book super fun and cool. So that's the beet red. Let's see what the lipstick red. A little less red. And then we've got the orange. Ooh, look at that orange. Ooh, I love it. Okay, where is that eggplant? Ooh, what do you think of eggplant? We're going into some, let's just do it. Let's just be brave. We're going in for the crazy colors today. Holy moly. This is what happens when I don't pick a color card. I just go off the rails with color in a it might not work out kind of way. Like, what were you thinking there kind of way. But you know what? That's how we discover interesting things in the end. That doubt that you have may end up being your most favorite piece you ever created. That's how we get to some of these. Just don't even worry about if it's going to be crazy, or if you messed it up, or you didn't make an abstract masterpiece that day. I've just given up that expectation of I'm going to create a masterpiece when I sit down. It's more about how much fun can I have today? What can we make? And I leave my table feeling so good. Like good paint days. Every day's a good paint day when you sit down without the expectation holding you down. These are some super good colors. They're nice and creamy. They're very pigmented. I'm getting without very much effort, and I did kind of spritz them down to activate them, but I'm getting really good color pickup and coverage just without very little effort here. All right, do we need a pop of anything else? I'm kind of loving the yellow ochre. Maybe the, ooh, how about the purple? Let's go with that imperial purple. Did I already? No, I don't think I already did. What color is this purple? Ooh, that's a dark purple. It's like purple! I don't know about the purple. All right, what about, I don't know, I'm kind of feeling like that orange. If we're already gonna be crazy, let's see with the yellow ochre. If we're already gonna be crazy, like why not just really crazy it up? Was it that pumpkin that I was thinking? Yeah, let's just let's just do it. Whoa. All right, let's let that dry for a second. These are super fun. I like those. Let's let this dry for a second and maybe do a tiny bit of stencil work on here with our new stencils and see what those look like. So I'm gonna let it dry and I'll be right back. All right, these are mostly dry. And I thought since we're already using super vivid colors that maybe we'll pull out some So Flat paints because they're super vivid. And maybe we'll use some of these lovely little stencils here to see what we can get. And I could also pull out some white. I'm kind of feeling like maybe we could have, because I got teal, cobalt teal, I've got cadmium orange, I've got this diaxine violet deep purple, naphthol pink, which is one of my favorite colors. So I'm kind of thinking maybe just some pops of, I don't know, something super bright maybe. And I've got my ink blending brushes. So again, you can find all these, the ink blending brush on my favorites page. So definitely check those out. And these are kind of transparent. They might not show up as much as I'd like. And there's some wet watercolor still down, but that's okay. I'm kind of thinking, what if we got some white out? Got the Blick matte acrylic here, because I could. Ooh, got some paint coming out of the lid. Let's move that out of my way. Because I could kind of mix that in with the blue. See if that gives me a tiny bit more brightness that I might want there. Oh, ha ha ha! Yes, thank you. I like that one. Okay, yes, I do. I like that one. I need a little more of that blue paint, but I don't want to put the blue paint. Here we go. Let's just grab a... I don't want to put the brush in the blue paint after I put the white in the blue paint. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I like this. I like this little stone pathway here. I love these little wonkiness here. Let's just do it over here. Let's see what we got. Whoa, that's kind of fun. Kind of like this little stone set here. Oh, yeah, I like the stone set there. Let's just do one at the bottom there. Okay, I like it. Let's do it with the white paint instead of the blue paint. Let's do this walkway. Ooh, I like it. Oh yeah, too much paint on my stencil thing, but still looks fun. All right, these are super fun. Okay, I like these. Let's try this one out. I kind of like this little flower, this wonky flower bud thing here. Let's get some paint here. Kind of liking this flower thing. Oh yeah, too much paint on my brush, but still super cool. So maybe less on the brush, maybe even in like a gold. Ooh, that would be fun in a gold. Let's see here. Or a silver. It might have been fun in a silver, but that's okay. Already got the gold ink out here. Okay, maybe I want the paste instead, because it's a challenge to get the ink out at the moment. I'm just gonna go ahead with the same brush I'm using, but maybe really smash that in good. Might should have started with a new brush. That's okay. Ooh, that's fun. That's super fun. I do like that. I do like that. That's super fun. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like right here in the gold. That wonky. Oh yeah. Okay, I like this. I like these wonky things here. It has other paint in it. Probably should just use a clean brush. That's okay. Kind of feeling like I don't know, what am I feeling? Maybe this one. Okay, no paint out here. Oh yeah, totally should have just pulled out a clean brush. Look how much how much more vivid that is with a clean brush. It's too funny. Let's just go over that again. I want it to be more vivid as I get paint on the back side of that. Kind of feeling like the fun little pathway, maybe in the gold. Yeah, I can definitely see there's going to be some faves out of this collection. I like the lines. I like the little pathway here. I love this little line thing. I love it enough that we're gonna slip it in. I'd planned on I know you're not gonna believe me, but I planned on using the silver, but sometimes when you get going, you just gotta ride whatever wave your inspiration is on. And today, back over here on the thing that I love. Okay, that's fun. Those are fun. Okay. All right. Those are good. Good ones for the Stencil Club this month. I'm definitely going to have some super faves out of that. All right, we're going to test these out just to see what we got. Here's the silver. Ooh, that's a really good silver. Okay, I would say if you need a favorite silver, the Zig Acrylista silver. This is a chisel tip. But you know what, even with the chisel tip, you can do it on the edge and still get great dots. So, if you can't find a bullet point, don't worry about it. Just use the little chisel on the edge. And then you have more options too, because then you can get some dots, you could get some lines, you could get some fat lines, you could get some, you know, different options there with the silver pen. So I like a chisel tip. This is very much like a chrome, like it's that vivid. Okay, good one. That was a good one. If you're looking for a favorite silver, this might be the one I would suggest, because it is nice and shiny, and it definitely stands out. So I do like this a lot. Oh yeah, like I like it a lot. Good one. And you can just kind of have it up on the edge and dot just as fast as you can with a bullet point. Look at that. Okay, this is a really good one. I like it. These are kind of wild and crazy in a fun way. These kind of remind me of the Peerless watercolor colors, the ones that are on the paper that are nice and vivid. This is what those remind me of, the vividness of those. I like it. Okay, so that was good. Let's come back in here with the zig that I've already started. Yeah, it's definitely a different color gold, but do we hate it? I don't think so. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look how fine I got that line on there. Ha ha ha! And it's right in there next to the other gold. And I'm kind of digging it. Okay. I would say definitely a good second choice for me for the gold. And I can get, even with the chisel on the edge, I can get a nice fine line. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. Kind of wasn't expecting to be able to get a line that fine. Because now we could do... Oh, look! Oh my goodness! Oh, we could do the lines. Look how gorgeous and fine that is. Oh my gosh. And then we can throw some little dots for the pearls. I'd say that's right up there with my dip pen in the line. So amazing. Oh my gosh, look at that. All right, good choice if you like the fine line of the dip pen. That's a good one. Oh yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. If you want to draw things like some leaves or some botanicals, so good. Oh my gosh. This just turned into like the most amazing experimental time. This is how we discover our favorites, people. It's the playtime. Good one for the win. I mean, I could even come back in here and do some more of whatever this pattern is. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the only thing I don't love at the moment is this thing. So, let's come back on here with a color on top of it. How'd I even make that thing? So I'm just pulling out the Kuretake Gold Mica Paste one last time so that we can... Don't move. Don't tell the stencil don't move. So that we can do something a little different here on top of that. So I did not like that one. Okay, now I love that one. See, look at that. Just a tiny little effort and change there is what that needed. And we could even come back in with some little dots. Just fun little extras, however you want to do that. Okay, I like it. I like that one. Kind of wanting maybe even like some fine lines around this one. So yeah, see, you can do so much with a chisel tip. Who knew? Yeah, yes. I don't really do much with chisel tips, but this right here might change your mind. Time to get those chisels out. All right, good one, good one, good one. Okay, I think maybe for today. Oh, I could come back in though with a little pop of like an orange. I don't know. Do we need a little pop of orange? Oh, you know what? Might as well pull out some tiny punchinella. This is my little punchinella, my favorite, the first one I ever used. I'm kind of feeling like pops of orange. How about that? Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, just a little. Let's just do it. Anyway, punchinella, stencil stuff, sequin waste. Oh, right there on the blue. Do it on the blue. And you can usually find these in your fabric stores over with the ribbons. There's plenty of stencils that mimic this. Some of my favorite ones are on the StencilGirl site and on the Joggle site, so check some of those options out. Yeah, I like the little mini punchinella though, because I haven't had it out in a while, and it's such a good little circle. There we go. Okay, feeling good, feeling good, people. All right, let's peel the tape. Let's just see what we got today. Let me just scoot the paint out of my pathway. All right. I like the pops of blue. That's my favorite color, that aqua color. I got an aqua colored sofa. And this is my second aqua colored sofa in like that I've had. So I've had an aqua colored sofa for probably 10 or 12 years, like a very long time. So we know that I might even have one when I'm 80. I love it so much. That's a great color. And weirdly enough, it doesn't even get like super dirty. I got two tiny doggies and they sleep on little fur blankets on the sofa, and it still looks great. Probably helps that I don't sit in it all day every day, but they do. So yeah, I'm kind of impressed with how good the aqua sofa does. Look how fun these are. Okay, those are fun, rather delightful. Look at the lovely shines that we get from the different metallics. I just like the boldness that we went with here. So that was super fun, testing out the Yummy Travel Palette by SketchBox and giving you another choice here on the gold pens. So look for Zig Posterman for that gold. And there's a site out there, I googled it and had seen it, I came across it, but the Blick has the chisel points, and because the chisel points are definitely super versatile, I totally recommend that. So I do link those on my favorites page under the Blick links so that you can find them. So flat paints I got at Blick, the Zig Kuretake Gold Mica Paste I got at Blick, the little ink blending brushes, those are off of Amazon. Didn't even try the gray. Caran d'Ache. Oh, that's a good dark gray too. Look at that. Alright, I do love my Neo Color 2 crayons, so that'll go in my little crayon box. Hope you had fun hanging out with me today and testing out the new SketchBox and Stencil Club from StencilGirl Stencils. And I'll see you guys next month.